Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am Iwasai Pulo and my student's number is 222122068. This time I would like to tell a story about my third semester at Siliwangi University. Here I use the illustration as the complement of my story. Okay. One day, in the third semester, I began my first day with a beautiful Monday. On the first day, I met my favorite subject. Can you guess what it was? Grammar. It was the third time I had met grammar since the first semester. In the third semester, I learned grammar in spoken discourse. It was interesting, wasn't it? I learned grammar spoken discourse with Mrs. Nani Marlina, the master of grammar, because I have learned grammar since the first semester with her. She was kind and firm, always being the same until right now. I studied grammar every Monday, and Mrs. Nani brought a fun methodology to the class, and we were divided into 14 groups, and we got different topics for each group, like back channels, fillers, ellipses, head and tails, declarative questions, hyperbole, and vague language, and etc. After that, we had to present the topic that we had, and there were 3 groups that did a presentation in a week, and I was in the 8th group with my friend Gilar, and we got pretzel chunks as our topic. We did it as a team. I searched for material about the pretzel chunks, and Gilar made a PowerPoint slide for the presentation. And we prepared to deliver this material as well as possible. But unfortunately, when it was our turn to do presentation, the class was held online, so we couldn't perform our best. But we hoped our friends understood the material well. Since that day, the learning process was more often carried out online because Mrs. Nanny had another business. The learning methodology was fun, but the assignment after that wasn't fun anymore. Why? We had to evaluate our friends' performances one by one. Sometimes I forget to fill it, and my task fill out. I worked hard to give an appropriate evaluation of my friends' performances, and I did it. The learning process was done. I was ready for the final examination. I read the materials from the beginning until the end and tried to understand it, but the final examination was a project, and I got digital storytelling as my final project. We had to do it step by step. The first week, we must submit the artifacts, and the second week, we must submit the script, but I didn't know where I should submit the script, so I didn't do it. Finally, in the third week, we must finish the project and submit it by December 2. Keep going, Iwa. It was a surprising semester. There were many things I had never faced before. This is the end of my story. Let's make a new story in the 4th semester. Goodbye.